Yes sir, and we are back again. So first thing I want to mention is we're messing with this little GoPro right here again, because last time I messed up and forgot to switch the mode that the GoPro 5 was on, my little old GoPro. Forgot I used it to record the build of this bike, and I was in narrow mode, so it was really close, so you couldn't see as much as I wanted you to see. So second test with this little GoPro, but the main point of this video today is this bike too hot for summer? That's the question I've been asking myself, at least with the settings that I have right now. If you haven't seen my last videos, I've been wrestling around with about 350 amps. Something is slapping my helmet, and I don't know what it is, but it's annoying the hell out of me. You push 350 amps, and the controller got hot, and it got hot fast. I turned that 350 back down to my original settings, but with flux field weakening off. Was following my parents to the store, find another reason to drive the bike, and it almost seemed like it was getting hot again, because it felt like I had a loss in power when I tried to do gear 3 pretty much around the time we got it back home. So I was a little surprised, but not only did I have flux field weakening off, which I would think the temps would be better with flux field weakening off, one of the settings that's supposed to be like the 0 to 40 seconds is pretty much how long you want your phase current to last for. I had that setting originally off, but then I changed it to 5, and that's when that seemed like the bike wanted to cut off a bit, or power loss and overheating with the flux field weakening off, but with that 5 seconds on. So, but I was still surprised. I'm like, I've probably been pushing the phase amps peak, but maybe this whole time I haven't. And now that I am, it's too hot, because once again, a design flaw on my part. It's kind of hard for you to see right now. I'll have to stop somewhere and show y'all, but the controller doesn't get too much air. I mean, it gets a little. I found out that my scoop works, but it doesn't get a shit ton of air. So now I'm back in my original settings. I got that phase peak time back at 0. I'm pushing 290 amps peak, but that's only at gear 3. And flux field weakening is back on, but at 85%. So all the settings, the same settings I used to get up to 73 miles per hour, but according to my parents, which was actually 76, we're back at those settings, which typically never really had heat problems. I'm sure the controller got hot, but once again, the only time it wanted to lower my power because the controller was getting too hot was after I did 20.5 miles. So we're back at that setting. So if we look down here, I got this clamp meter, and I don't know if that's normal for all clamp meters, but this clamp meter can detect temperatures. And with the 350 amps, which was the last video, we got up to 201C, and that's it seems like the 200 plus, or no, what the hell, 200 Fahrenheit. We got up to 201 Fahrenheit. So 200 and plus Fahrenheit is when the power officially gets lower, and all gears are limited to like 44, which is not a bad speed, but they're at the same power. So right now we're at 90 Fahrenheit. Not bad at all. It's nowhere near the overheating point at all. This is cooling. That was all at gear 1, and we've hit a max speed of 44 miles per hour. So not bad. The wire that's on here, as you can see, that's where the controller sits. So it's very closed off. And I probably showed this multiple times in my videos, but I'm going to show it again just in case for the people who are new. So originally this was a gap under here that you can't really see as good because I put this here, but there's a big gap that I never covered up. And when I was test riding this, the controller seemed like it was getting pretty hot, which it wasn't that bad actually. It wasn't getting that hot during the test riding, but I welded a lip here so it can scoop up air better, and I think a decent amount of air does get in there, because when messing around with this clamp meter and I try to look at it while driving off to see if the temps are rising, and are they rising fast, the temps will go down, and then when I stop they go back up. So I'm assuming, okay, this must be feeling the air coming from there. So I think it's a decent amount of air, but I think the problem is this being closed off like that, the heat doesn't come out that box very good, and obviously that's a full steel box, so that heat probably collects up in there real good. I'm just trying to test, will these settings, could I possibly even use these settings during summer? Because summer out here is going to be about 110, no, I say about 105 to 110 degrees, possibly up to 112. So this bike sitting in the garage, everything in here can get up to those temperatures. So when I start driving off and our components are already at 100 degrees, how hot are they going to get when I start really using the power? I was thinking maybe one day I should get a new controller, but the controller box was kind of built around that controller, so it fits it perfectly to the point that it's so tight in there. I don't need to use the end tape. I don't need to use screws. It doesn't move in there. It can't move. It just slides in there perfectly. All right, I'm supposed to switch to gear 2 to really start testing these temps. At gear 2, 350 amps, that's when this bike would start seeing heat problems, which was kind of surprising because, you know what, we're gonna go down here. Kind of surprising because obviously gear 3 is where I'm really using the 350 amps. So let's switch to gear 2 with our 290 amps and our flux field weakening and see if this gets to an overheating point. It's about 68 degrees, supposed to get up to like 70, 74. So it's about as warm as the last video. Oh man, we're moving. That's why I love gear 2. I don't want to always use gear 3 because of the power, and I know it does heat some things up. Sheesh, we speeding out here today. I'm doing 53 and they speeding past me. Well, they're not speeding. All right, so first let's check the temps. After all that, we got up to 55 miles per hour. What are we saying out here? 107, still going up. Once again, if 200 is the heating point, we're still very far away from 200C, so I'm assuming that this is not bad. I mean, this is only 109 Fahrenheit. If I can walk out here at 109 Fahrenheit, I'm pretty sure these controllers and electric components are perfectly fine. So it's still going up, but I'm expecting this, if it's got up to 110, it's blinking back and forth between 109 and 110. So I'm assuming it'll probably get up to 111, 112. So we're probably sitting at 100. Yep, it's still going up, 112. And then once again, that might be the problem that I have with this design flaw, is that heat is stored up in here, and now that there's no more cool air going in, that heat's kind of collecting, and it could be getting hotter. I have this 45-tooth sprocket, and I got enough links to install it. I'm assuming because of the shorter torque, or the shorter gearing would give more torque to this bike. Could it possibly be less of a struggle to all the components and allow me to keep the heat down? Because once again, I'm assuming with the gearing being tall and it can't pull off as easy, it probably has to use that power longer. Definitely if it isn't timed, and could that be causing, you know, more heat? She should have definitely checked the winds after this, because this wind is pushing. Not only just for temps, I was honestly thinking about if I want to install that 45-tooth gear, if I want to install that sprocket on there anyways, just to have a little more, what is it called, low end torque. The low end torque of this is not bad, but it definitely could be better with how heavy this bike is. And the mid-range torque is beautiful. I know sometimes these motors out here will have a little bit of problems of really hitting the speed that they could possibly hit, simply because it takes the motors a lot to get up there. But I'm assuming that's only with the weaker motors. So I'm sure we're hotter, but how much hotter? You know, and I think it's probably bouncing up and down because that lip is still catching air, because it's just windy out here. Well, so far it's dancing around 116 to 117, so it'll probably get up to about 118, 119. Not a huge jump. Still nowhere near that 200 Fahrenheit. Woo, look at that pothole. If I didn't hit that, that would have hurt. But yeah, man, besides all this hot controller talk, I wonder how this GoPro 5 footage looks. I'm still trying to decide if I want to get another camera down the line. If I were to get another camera, I really think that I should get a 360 camera. And Insta just released an X3, the 360 X3, and it seems like it's pretty nice. I haven't done a heavy amount of research on it, but all I know is it's had a better quality. I think it has a better quality camera, a little bit better features, and the main better feature is that it's got a big screen so you can navigate through settings better. So we're gonna speed it up. Yeah, my wheels balancing is a bit worse. I need to invest in some wheel weights. But yeah, like I was saying, so if I get a new camera, it's more not gonna be a 360 camera, because the GoPro 9 is still really good. It has its glitches, which I haven't had any glitches in a minute. The main problem I have is the low battery, but I can easily get a low battery. I mean, that battery problem might go down a bit since it's getting warmer, so I don't have to rush getting a new battery right now anyway. But regardless, if I get a new camera, it should definitely be a 360. That'd be sick as hell with those angles. Sheesh. God damn, I'm gonna have to get like this tire or some shit checked out or something, because this bouncy shit ain't it. Motherfucker's moving slow as hell. Sheesh. Sheesh. I love this little road. I don't know why when roads have this slight twist to it, it just makes it a little more fun to drive down. Yo, we speeding up this piece. Hey, with this man rolling on, we talking right now? We talking? Hey, that looks nice as hell. Look at that thing. Got the big old fat tire. Oh, now that was a big jump. 128. Wait, no, not quite. Yeah, no, not quite. Because we were at 117. So it jumps from 10, and that could be a problem. Because if it keeps easily jumping at 10 like that, it's just gonna get hotter and hotter. I want to make this a shorter, at least shorter than usual video, but I don't know. I'm enjoying this right now, so I might go a little further out. We're not too hot yet. I mean, I guess I might as well just to see how much hotter the bike's gonna get. So fuck it, we're gonna go a little further up. Oh shit, this is a turning lane. I always forget I ain't been down here in a minute. Shit, I'm about to follow this man, cause yeah, fuck it, we gonna do that, cause he moving it, he not in the way. And I might speed up just to heat this bike up some more. Hey, G trying to pull off, we trying to race. Yes sir. Alright. So I'm not gonna go too far down here, which actually, no, I could. Because if this does get hot, it doesn't just cut off. My speed would just be really low. But fuck it, we gonna join some more of this weather. Person turning, they sure are. No, they're not. What the fuck? But I'm probably going down here just a little bit. I'm gonna do a U-ey. Look how rough this road gets. Sheesh. This shit is just, it's just too good. It's just too good. It's just too fun, man. These bikes are something special. Oh shit, that looks like that says 136. After this video though, because I've been hitting y'all with a lot of these good old morning drives, I have yet to do a night drive. I haven't done that on this bobber. I gotta do that, so I'm gonna be hitting y'all with one of those real soon. What did I just run over? Did I just run over like a sheet of metal? Sounded weird. Oh damn, I've done 13 miles. I haven't realized I've been driving this long. Okay, so that's another good sign. It definitely gets hot. So that probably explains why I did that at the 20-mile range, because once again, it being so closed in, seems like I need to have to find a way or open one of these panels up so this controller can have a way to have a little more heat come out, I guess, the box, I guess, which would probably make the most sense. I don't think enough heat is coming out of this box, so it just keeps collecting and barely draining that heat off. What the fuck? I'm in a damn turning lane. Yeah, these streets is weird. I ain't trying to do a U-ey just yet. Let's go to the next traffic light and then we're gonna do a U-ey. Hey, hey, hey. You know, we're gonna go, let's go run these buildings real quick. We did a little more driving, so let's check these temps again. Sheesh, this is getting up to 140 degrees. Seems like it's slowly getting up there, so it's probably about 140, 141, maybe 142. Well, not way longer, but 2 years. Now either it's the wind or this hill. We either just picked up some serious temps on this controller, or the hill and the wind was really stopping us from going any faster, because I tried to hit it and I didn't get up there that much. We're not even that hot, but we just gotta decrease in power. Gear 2 has no torque. And it was at this point where the bobber started losing power due to its overheating. I couldn't see it because I think the wire to my current meter wasn't directly touching onto the heatsink. Therefore, it wasn't really detecting all the heat that was coming off of it. But regardless, it was getting to the overheating point, and it only does this when it hits 200 Fahrenheit. Therefore, I'm not going to really waste anybody's time showing you guys me slowly driving back home at like 30 miles per hour. But this is when I realized, okay, at this point I need to make a change, whether that's buy a new controller or change the design. But I don't have the money right now to buy a new controller. So I'm going to have to move this controller elsewhere and give it some more space, some more air. Therefore, hope you all enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned, because the next video will be me changing the position of this controller, throwing it in a different spot, and hopefully being able to throw some better cooling on it. But until then, stay tuned. I do e-bike videos, and I'm out. Peace.